Good morning, everyone. Good morning, guys. Am I audible? Is the audio and video clear to all? Quickly give me a heads up. Good morning, everyone. Quickly give me a heads up if I'm audible. Audio and video is clear to all. Okay. Okay. Chalo. Good morning, everyone. Now, let's go ahead and start our revisionary series. I welcome all of you to Ramesh Soni classes. We'll be starting the revisionary series today. Now, first thing first, I'm going to revise with the help of our chart book version 7. Now, if anyone has old chart book, then Baba, you can use a pen. Just use a permanent marker or a pen, and you can write whatever additional point you are able to see that I am discussing in the class, or you see any changes over version 6 to version 7, you can use a pen and write it down. Then, sir, I have even older version. Baba, you can use older versions also. Sir, I don't have your chart book. Baba, if you don't have the chart book, for the time being, what I can suggest you all, what I can go ahead and suggest you all is please start writing additional or important points which you have want to remember before the exam. Those points at least start making a note. What I can say is people who don't have a chart book, start making important note points, noting down points which you find will be important before the exam. That's all I can suggest. But still, if you want to buy the chart book immediately, because it will not be available immediately, because it will not be available, what I can do is, what you guys can do is, you can go to the mobile app. In the mobile app, only chart book ka ebook is available. Baba, mind it, ebook is not printable. It is only for viewing purpose. If you want, you can download Ramesh Soni classes ka mobile app and you can buy the ebook from there. Chalo, now, uh, sir, one simple thing, one query which a student always has. Sir, I'm not your student. Can I watch the revision? Yes, Baba, 100%. You are my student. You are not my student. You can watch the revisionary. Don't worry at all about it. Now, I will also be going ahead and covering the amendments in the revisionary series today. So this, I hope you guys have downloaded the amendment ka material. 1 minute, I'll show it to you. This is the amendment material which I have gone ahead and released. It is available in rameshsoni.com. You have to go to rameshsoni.com, free resources, May 22 folder. You will be able to find out this statutory updates over there. CA final May 22 folder. Please download the statutory update material, because I will be discussing in between the class whenever whichever chapter mein amendments are there. I will be discussing, and I'll also be referring to the amendment material saying, see, this is the amendment with respect to that chapter. Done, sir. Chalo. So we are going to start our revisionary with the chart book version 7. Can we all start the revision? Is everyone ready with me? Quickly give me a heads up. Quickly give me a heads up. Quickly give me a heads up, everyone. Yes, Mamta, the amendments are included in the chart book, but still referring to the amendment specifically is always a good idea. Chalo, can we all start the revision, everyone? I want a heads up from everyone. I want everyone to be 100% active. Yes, sir. Let's go ahead and start the revision. Now, listen to me carefully. We are going to go in this series which is given in the chart book. We are going to follow that series only. Okay, done, sir. In this series, we'll be going ahead and revising. And chalo, let's go ahead and start our revision from chapter number 1. The chapter number 1, the very basic chapter. Sir, first thing which a student always goes ahead and asks, how important the chapter is. The first chapter, which is GST, Introduction, Overview and Administration, it's a C graded chapter. Listen to me carefully, everyone. Whether it is A graded, B graded, or C graded, we are all going to enjoy the chapter and we are all going to read it well. Why, sir? Because in your exam, if you don't know all the chapters well, whenever a big question will come, you might get stuck somewhere. So learning all the chapter in detail is very, very important. Done, sir? So this chapter, first of all, it's a C graded chapter, but let's go ahead and start the chapter now. GST introduction, overview and administration. First of all, article number 366, clause 12A of the Constitution of India goes ahead and gives the definition, goes ahead and gives the definition of GST. GST means any tax. It's a tax on supply of goods, services, or both. So whenever you supply goods, services, or both, GST is a tax which will be levied, except on alcoholic liquor for human consumption. In the constitution only it is written that GST means any tax on supply of goods, services, or both, except alcoholic liquor for human consumption. Done, sir. Sir, what do you mean by tax? Tax means a compulsory payment which is done under an act to the government to provide various public services. Okay, sir. Difference between direct tax and indirect tax. Baba, in your exam, they are never going to ask difference between direct tax and indirect tax. But as a student, you should know. So I've written it down. Sir, direct tax is imposed on taxpayer. Indirect tax is imposed on goods and service. Direct tax, the burden of the tax is on the person on whom it is imposed. Imposed on me, burden also on me, direct tax. Indirect tax, burden I can shift to the ultimate customer. Direct tax is income tax, indirect tax is GST and custom. Direct tax is progressive in nature, as and when I will progress, my income will progress, tax will also progress, means more income, more tax. Indirect tax is regressive in nature, whether poor, rich, it is same for all. Next, sir, what are the deficiencies in the earlier tax system? Basically, the VAT, service tax, excise system, because of which now we had to get GST in. So, cascading effect, that is tax on tax was happening. Sir, no SANVAT credit to trader or dealer. So, for an example, one, manufacturer sold some goods to the trader or dealer. Manufacturer went ahead and charged him excise duty. The trader or the dealer was never registered under excise and he never used to get the excise credit. Whenever you don't get credit, cascading effect starts. You add the tax to your cost and tax on tax will start. So that was again a problem. Double taxation was there. Several taxes were there. These were the deficiencies in the earlier tax system. Next. Baba, when I am going ahead and teaching you or when we are revising, if I find any point important from exam point of view, I'll be telling you, keep a pen along with you so that you can make a you can mark it so that one day before the exam, you can concentrate more on those points. Now, what are the various features of GST? Sir, GST is a tax. Okay, it's a tax on supply of goods, services, or both. Okay, sir, it's a consumption tax. Okay, means, sir, ultimately, who will bear the burden? The consumer who goes ahead and consumes the goods or service. It's a destination based tax. Very important for you to know, sir. Where in case of GST, GST is a destination based tax, means the ultimate tax will go to that state where the goods or services are destined. Okay, sir, it's a destination based tax. It's not an origin based tax. The tax will go to that state where the goods or services are ultimately destined, means where the goods or services are ultimately consumed. It's a value added tax. Value added tax wala system is adopted in GST also. Done, sir. Benefit of GST. Sir, benefit of GST, creation of unified national market. Sir, boost, first of all, one nation, one market, one tax. Boost to Make in India initiative, because tax on tax is not there. Boost to Make in India initiative has happened. Enhanced investment and employment. People from outside India are investing in India because now less number of taxes, only GST is there, so people from outside India are investing, so investments have gone up. More number of people from outside India investing in India, opening companies, employment also has gone up. Cascading effect is gone. Ease of doing business has come. Automated process with greater use of IT, information technology, is being used. Now, with the coming of GST, you will see automated refunds are there, automated registrations are there, online payments are there. So, most of the process they are trying to make it automated. Reduction in compliance cost. earlier VAT का compliances, service tax का compliances, you are registered under excise, excise का compliances also. Now with the coming of GST, one nation, one tax, what you have to do? You have to do only compliances under GST, and hence the burden has reduced. Benefit to small trader and entrepreneurs. Now in GST for small traders, the 40 lakh ka limit is given in many states. So basically what is happening because of coming of GST, 40 lakh ka higher limit is given for registration, saying that up to 40 lakh you don't have to take registration. So benefit to small traders and entrepreneurs. Then elimination of multiple taxes and double taxation. Multiple taxes are gone, double taxes are also gone. Next, sir, what are the various taxes which are subsumed? C graded question can be asked in the exam. Central taxes that can be subsumed, state taxes that have been subsumed, and what are the taxes which have not been subsumed. So first of all, what are the central taxes which are subsumed? Subsumed means because of coming of GST they are gone. What are the state taxes that are subsumed? Means because of coming of GST they are gone. Central excise duty gone, service tax gone, countervailing duties, special countervailing duties which were being imposed gone, central sales tax gone, surcharges and cess which were there. For an example, under service tax there was Krishi Kalyan cess, Swachh Bharat cess, service tax gone, surcharges and cess also gone. Next, sir, what are the state taxes which are subsumed? The various taxes which were being imposed by the state which are being subsumed means gone because of coming of GST. Number one, state surcharges and cess. Whatever the state surcharges and cess were there, gone. Entertainment tax is also gone, but entertainment tax other than entertainment tax which is levied by the local bodies. Taxes on lottery, betting, gambling, gone, Baba. Now GST is being charged. Entry tax, which was on entry of a vehicle into the state, entry tax is gone. Purchase tax is gone. VAT and sales tax is gone. And luxury tax is also gone. Next, sir, this can be very important for your exam. They can give you a small MCQ saying what are the taxes which is not subsumed. So please be very careful about it. Sir, the taxes which are not being subsumed into GST. Number one, basic custom duty, still it prevails. Entertainment tax, which is levied by the local municipality or the local body, is still continuing. Property tax, it still continues. Stamp duty, which is being registered for registration, etc. Stamp duties which were being charged for property registration, etc. Those stamp duties will still continue. Electricity duty is still there. State excise duty on alcoholic liquor. On alcoholic liquor, whatever state excise duty was there, alcoholic liquor for human consumption, that state excise duty will still continue. Central excise duty on HP man. HP man. Baba, remember what is HP man, everyone? Sir, HP man is high speed diesel, petroleum crude, motor spirit, aviation turbine fuel, and natural gas. Again, with me, everyone. People, with me again. High speed diesel, petroleum crude, motor spirit, aviation turbine fuel, and natural gas. Done, sir. Next, dual model of GST. What do you mean by dual model? India has adopted dual model of GST. So whenever a transaction will happen into India, Indian government has adopted dual model wherein central government will go ahead and charge CGST on that transaction and state government will go ahead and charge SGST. If it is the central government and the UT government, central government will go ahead and charge CGST and the UT government will go ahead and charge UTGST. Yes, sir. Point is clear. That is why it is known as dual model of GST. Dual model. India has adopted dual model of GST which is imposed concurrently by the center and the state. Means both are going ahead and imposing it together on a transaction. GST to be levied by center is known as CGST. Levied by the state or UT is known as SGST or UTGST. The next point over here is GSPs and ASPs. I would like to go ahead and tell you GSPs and ASPs. You can remember it like this. For an example, this is the GSTN, Goods and Service Tax Network portal, gst.gov.in. This is Reliance over here. Reliance wants to upload some details on the, might be Reliance has 1 lakh invoices ka detail, which Reliance wants to put in the gst.gov.in. So Reliance can go to GSPs, GST Suvidha providers, and GSPs can develop some software which will pull the data from Reliance ka software and push it into the gst.gov.in. So GST Suvidha providers are those people who will be helping taxpayers with their return filing, etc. Now, if GSPs can go ahead and develop the software, very good. If GSPs can't develop the software, they will go ahead and take the help of ASPs, application service provider who will go ahead and develop the software, and basically the details which Reliance wants to put in the GSTN can be pushed in the GSTN networks. Okay, sir, point is clear. So basically, if I go ahead and say ASPs will always serve as a link between the taxpayer and GSPs. If I talk about GSPs, GSPs always serve as a link between the taxpayer and the GSTN. The same thing is told over here. GSPs are ITITS companies, financial technology company, which is being appointed by the GSTN to develop application for taxpayers to interact with the GSTN, Goods and Service Tax Network. They facilitate taxpayers in uploading invoices and filing returns. So whenever they want to upload returns, etc., GSPs will help. Next, and they customize product according to the needs of the users. GSPs take the help of ASPs. GSPs sometimes take the help of ASPs also, and GSPs act as a link between taxpayer and GST, and ASPs act as a link between taxpayer and GSP. See, GSPs act as a link between taxpayer and GST, and ASPs act as a link between taxpayer and GSPs. Done, sir. The next point over here is cross empowerment. Sir, officers are being cross empowerment. For an example, I have gone ahead and short paid some tax, short paid CGST also, and so short paid SGST also. For me, when CGST is to be recovered, will central government officer also catch my neck saying you have to go ahead and give the GST which you have gone ahead and not paid to the government, and state government officer also will come and catch me? No, Baba, one person will not be, two officers will not go ahead and catch one person. One officer, a officer is always cross empowered. If one officer is going ahead and passing an order against me for the CGST amount, he will go ahead and pass an order against me for the SGST amount also. That is meant by cross empowerment. It says proper officer appointed under CGST Act authorized to act as proper officer under SGST Act also. A proper officer under CGST issues an order with respect to CGST, he shall issue with respect to SGST or UTGST also. Further, if an order is passed by proper officer under CGST, if my order was passed by the proper officer under CGST, when I go for an appeal to an officer, that officer also has to be a CGST officer only. When I go for an appeal, I can't go to an SGST officer. It says appeal, review, revision, rectification will lie with the proper officer under CGST only. I find this also as a C graded kind of a question, so please mark it. Next, whenever I talk about trade and commerce in the country, trade and commerce can be intrastate trade, trade and commerce can be interstate trade. Sir, what do you mean by intrastate trade? Intrastate trade means whenever trade is happening within the same state, within the same union territory, we call it intrastate, and whenever it is intrastate trade, CGST and SGST and CGST and UTGST shall be charged. Okay, sir. What do you mean by interstate? Sir, interstate means whenever location of supplier and the place of supply, location of supplier, everyone with me, location of supplier and the place of supply are in different state, different UT, one state, one UT, then Baba, we always call it interstate, and interstate pay always IGST shall be charged. Even imports and exports comes under interstate and always IGST is being charged. Whenever we go ahead and talk about India, India has 28 states and 8 union territories. Out of the 8 union territories, Delhi, Pondicherry, Puducherry and Jammu and Kashmir are those union territories which have legislature, and hence they are considered as state in GST. In GST, state ka definition says state includes UTs with legislature, and hence these three UTs with legislature are considered as state. And how many states are there in India? For GST purpose, remember 31 states and remaining 5 union territories which are there. Sir, what are the 5 union territories? Andaman and Nicobar, Lakshadweep, Dadar and Nagar Haveli and Daman and Diu, Ladakh and Chandigarh. These are the 5 union territories. In union territories, whenever goods are sold, it is CGST and UTGST. In state, whenever goods are sold, CGST and SGST. Okay, sir. Point is clear. Again, a C graded chapter ka C graded question which can be asked. Various goods and services and the various taxes which are being charged currently on them. If I talk about alcoholic liquor for human consumption, state government is still charging state excise duty, and whenever it is sold within the state, VAT is charged. Outside the state, CST is being charged still on alcoholic liquor for human consumption. The next one we have high speed diesel, petroleum crude, motor spirit, aviation turbine fuel, and natural gas. HP man. HP man pay central excise duty is charged whenever manufacturing is done, and sir, on sale, VAT is charged or CST is charged. Whenever sales is done, VAT or CST is being charged. Okay, sir. Tobacco pay, what is charged, sir? Tobacco pay, whenever it is being manufactured, central government still goes ahead and charges central excise duty, and on sale, remember always, tobacco and tobacco products pay GST is also there. Opium, narcotics, Indian hemp, etc. On all this, now, manufacturing pay state government charges state excise duty, and always remember on the sale GST is being charged. Any other items which are being there on other item, only GST. Please remember this C graded chapter, but a C graded kind of a 1 mark MCQ can come from this point. Done, sir. The next is constitutional provision. Constitutional provision में the first article which is there, article number 265 goes ahead and says no tax shall be imposed also, it shall be levied also, and no tax shall be levied or collected except without the authority of law. Except by the authority of law means if you don't have a tax ka act, you can't go ahead and collect a tax. For an example, to collect GST, you should have GST Act. Income Tax Act has to be there. Article number 245 goes ahead and says, whenever the parliament will make law, the law will be applicable to the whole of the country. Whenever the state legislature will make the law, that will be applicable to that state. Then we have article number 246, 7th schedule, which goes ahead, 7th schedule may they went ahead and made 3 lists. List number 1, list number 2, and list number 3. List number 1 made those points which they mentioned only the central government has the power to make the law. List number 2 may only the state legislature has the power to make law. List number 3, both the central government and the state government will together make the law with respect to those items which are stated in list number 3 or the concurrent list. However, tax related matters ke liye there was no power to make the law, and hence they went ahead and introduced article number 246A, which went ahead and provided parliament and the state legislature together to go ahead and charge GST on a transaction. Article number 246A provides power to the parliament and the state legislature to go ahead and levy GST simultaneously. Means whenever a transaction is happening, both the central government and the state government will together go ahead and collect GST. Parliament has exclusive power to make GST law with respect to interstate transaction. Whenever transaction is happening, interstate means location of supplier and place of supply in different state. Always remember one thing, Parliament will go ahead and make the law. The tax will be collected by the central government, and then the central government will keep its portion, and remaining portion it will go ahead and transfer to that state government where the goods or services are being consumed. Done, sir. Then we have article number 269A, IGST shall be levied and collected by the central government. It shall be apportioned between the union and state. The same thing which I just now told you. What is it, sir? IGST will be collected by whom? It will be levied and collected by the central government. Central government will collect the IGST. That IGST, it will go ahead and apportion between the center and the state. Basically, what will happen? 50% they will keep with themselves. 50% will go to the state where the goods are ultimately consumed. Very important for the exam is article number 279A. 2 times they have gone ahead and asked a question. Article number 279A talks about the GST Council. GST Council, which was constituted on 15th of September 2016, has how many members? 15th of September 2016. Remember the date. Sir, how many members are there? 33 members are there. 2 union members, basically one is the union finance minister, one is the union minister of state who is in charge of revenue and finance, and there are 31 states ka, see I told you 31 states, and 31 states ka 31 finance minister or taxation minister or minister which is nominated by the state will be basically the minister which is nominated. So one is they can ask you a question, who are the members of the GST Council? Number 1, Union Finance Minister, Union Minister of State, who is basically in charge of revenue and finance. The third one, 31 members from 31 states who are basically the state ka finance ministers or taxation minister or the ministers who are being nominated by the state. Then quorum. Always remember GST Council. Whenever I go ahead and say GST Council has how many members, sir? GST Council has 33 members. Okay, sir. Now, how many numbers of members are required to go ahead and form a quorum? Quorum means the minimum number of members which are required for a meeting to be held. Half of the number of members. In the exam, if they ask you half of the number of members, write half of the number of members. Don't write 17 and come. So half of the number of members are required basically for a quorum. Done, sir. Now, listen to me very carefully. If I go ahead and say you 33 members are there, 33 members may two union members are there. Yes, sir. And there are 33 uh, state finance ministers or minister nominated, and hence we have 33 members. Done, sir. Always remember one thing, for a decision to be taken, at least 75% majority has to be achieved. So, sir, when I say you, sorry, 31 state finance ministers, 33 members. So, if all of them are going ahead and voting, if all of them are going ahead and voting, it is 100%. Yes, sir, I got it. What they have gone ahead and told, these two union ministers who are there, their votes ka weight is one third. One third means 33.33%. These 31 state finance ministers who are there, their votes ka weight is 66.67%. Okay, sir, done. Sir, how will 75% majority be achieved? For an example, there is uh, lottery पे earlier the rate was 12% also and 28%. Two rates will be prevalent, but then there was a voting system which was used saying that lottery is a sin item and hence 28% should be charged, and everyone voted. In that scenario, now everyone listen to me very carefully. If supposingly Miss Nirmala Sitharaman goes ahead and says, I agree that it should be 28%, this will be divided by two members. This will be divided by 31 members. Always remember, members who are present and voting, say you have to divide present plus voting. Okay, done, sir. So this is, if Nirmala Sitharaman says yes, I agree, then 16.66% approx I am writing is casted in favor. Again, Union Minister of State says yes, I agree, it should be 28%. Again, 16.66% casted in favor. Karnataka says yes, I agree, it should be 28%. This divided by this should be approximately 2 point something percent. 2% agreed in favor. Again, Tamil Nadu told yes, it should be 28%. Then again agreed 2% in favor, and that is how 75% majority should be achieved. Done, sir. Point is clear. Half of the number of members is the quorum, basically the number of members who are required for the meeting to be held. How many, sir? 17. Half of the number of members are required for the quorum. Done, sir. Majority for decision 3/4. 3/4 means 75% of the members who are present and voting. Weights of the votes, center ka one third and state ka two third of the votes cast. Very important. In the exam, they have gone ahead and asked what is the function of the GST Council. To make recommendation to the union and state, taxes, surcharges says to be subsumed. What are the taxes, surcharges that will be subsumed, that will go because of coming of GST? Rate of GST which will be there on various items, that will also be decided by the GST Council. Goods or service which are subject to and exempted from GST, various exemption etc. to be provided, also will be provided by the GST Council. Special provision with respect to special category state, also for special category states, special provisions will be decided. Who will decide, sir? That will be also done by the GST Council. Date on which GST to be levied on HP van, high-speed diesel, petroleum crude, motor spirit, aviation turbine fuel and natural gas, and threshold for registration, threshold limit of turnover for registration also will be decided by the GST Council. One thing, special category state, always remember, whenever I talk about special category state, you should always remember they are also humans of Tripura and Jammu and Kashmir. Always remember H for Himachal Pradesh, U for Uttarakhand, M for Meghalaya, Mizoram and Manipur, A for Assam, Arunachal Pradesh, N for Nagaland, S for Sikkim. Sir, how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11 are the special category state. Always remember. Done, sir. Then we have the GST Common Portal. Sir, what are the various GST Common Portal? For your exam, be very careful. They can go ahead and give you a 1 mark MCQ. So please be careful. What are the common portals? gst.gov.in. We have e-waybillgst.gov.in, and here we have e-invoice 1 gst.gov.in, e-invoice 2 gst.gov.in. Like that, we have 10 portals which are there. These are all known as the common portal. Who manages gst.gov.in? It is managed by GST and Goods and Service Tax Network, which is basically a company. National Informatics Center goes ahead and maintains e-way bill ka website and e-invoicing ka website. What are the various functions of the GST and Goods and Service Tax Network? The common portal which is there, what are the various functions? The functions of the GSTN is basically to facilitate registration, computation and settlement of IGST, basically IGST which is collected by center to be remitted by state. That calculation also will be done by the portal. Matching of tax payment detail with the banking network. When you make the payment, whether the payment has been received or not, all those checking, etc. Providing of monthly information system reports, forwarding returns to center and state authorities. The return which you file will be forwarded to your respective officers, and providing analysis of a taxpayer profile also will be done by the Goods and Service Tax Network. This can be a C graded kind of a question, but in this chapter a very A graded kind of a question is article number 279A. Here we are done with a quick revision of your chapter number 1, which is a C graded chapter. But I have also told you the important question which can be asked. Quickly give me a heads up, people. Are we all clear? Can we move to the next chapter now?